Hey folks, so we are back at our outdoor soft wall Harbor Freight 10x17 garage build. And we now have the right nuts for all of the bolts that we're going to be using for this. So if you are building this style, the nuts that you're going to need, the manual calls them M8s. They have M8 1.0s and M8 1.25s, 1.5s, etc., etc. The nuts that are correct for these, I think, are the 1.25s. So I had to go to the store twice to get the right nut, but now I have the right nut. So let's go ahead and build this thing. Okay, so it took a little longer than I had hoped, but with a little perseverance and some hard work, we got it done. So if you've ever had to put one of these things up, they are not the easiest. They do make sense putting them up, but they are a little tricky, and I've put up 2 of them now, and I've learned a few things from them. But here's what I would suggest. Make sure there's 2 of you, or at least if there's one person doing it, that you have access to somebody to help you, because it does make it a hell of a lot easier. Now the instructions said 3, but I don't know why they would say 3. So anyways, we're pretty excited that it is up. I do have some concerns about winter though. You know, when the snow comes, things like this, where it's a little loosey-goosey, might be a problem. Now, the pitch on this roof is a little, there's more of a pitch on it than there is on the other canopy we have. So that might, you know, kind of offset my concern. But, I mean, we'll see. You know, winter's right around the corner, and I am pretty active and good about keeping snow off the roofs. So we'll see how that goes. Now the last thing I have to do right now is we had put some of these screws in, these self-tappers, into all the joints. So I want to finish doing that and make sure that everything is nice and tight before we start actually moving equipment in here. So let's go do that. Okay, so now that the portable garage is up, it is staked and it is ready to be used. First thing we got to start doing is get some equipment in here. I'm beginning to think this might actually work. I do have a few other pieces of equipment we're going to get in here, so let's do that. So this is the newest garage that we have. It's a 10 by 17 soft wall garage that we picked up from Harbor Freight. I think we paid like $225, something like that for it. Well, in a southern climate, this would probably work pretty well, but with where we're at, it's just not strong enough to withhold the Maine winters. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be putting a bunch of straps on this thing and tying it up and getting it ready for winter. So the first thing I've got to do is I got to get this thing emptied out. I've got it halfway emptied out already. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you what we're going to be using for the strapping. Now the straps that I'm using are these little buckles, and basically we're going to use 2 of them together to run from one corner to the other. So let's get started. One of the things I love about homesteading is that I get to do it with my best friend, my wife, Jen. So while I'm in here doing this project, Jen is out there collecting firewood for us. That way we can kind of divide and conquer all of the chores that need to be done. And at the end of the day, we can feel pretty satisfied that we've gotten all of the chores for that day done. Okay, so I am done with the Harbor Freight garage here. I actually did a lot more than I had anticipated on doing. We did get the walls. Those are all done. We also got the back panel here. Now I did have to add this little monstrosity here, and I'll show you why. So unlike my other garage, the back panel or the back wall does not have a spot to slide a rod through. And so what I ended up having to do is take some 6x6s and I sandwiched the bottom of the wall in between them. And then I added some weight on top of that to kind of hold it. Now, we've got 15-mile-an-hour winds today, and it is just doing a fine job. The back wall is moving back and forth, and you can kind of see it now, but with the strapping that we've added and the 6x6s, it's holding real well. Much better than it was when I started this project. Now, is it going to work? I have no idea. I do know this. This garage is a heck of a lot stronger than it was when I started. When I go to shake this thing shakes as one big solid unit now. That has to be better than what it was. So with the strapping on the ceiling, I added 2 of these runs here and 2 on this side. And then all I did for these other ones that kind of go vertical up and over, I just used the excess strapping and then tied it over. I know it's not really a surefire fix, but at least it does give the roof a little bit more support. And really, that's what I'm looking for. We're gonna find out soon enough because winter is knocking on the door right now. So, but for right now, boy, this is a success, and I am so happy to be done with this. Well, it has been about a week or so, maybe a couple weeks, since we built our soft wall garage, and it has worked awesome for us. Boy, that's a really cool sunset. Unfortunately, we had some really bad winds today. I mean, really bad winds. Needless to say, the new Harbor Freight soft wall 10x17 garage did not make it. It sustained catastrophic damage. It was an absolute failure. Yeah. Well, I don't have any video of the actual catastrophe or Jen and I struggling to remedy it. But what I do have is some video right now, because I'm here now wondering, what in the world am I going to do? I got to figure something out, and a soft wall shelter is not the answer. We've been very lucky with the first one we purchased. It's built stronger. It's in a different location. It's protected a little bit better, so I'm not worried about that one. But the new one, nope. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Well, here it is. Yeah, a complete and utter failure. Yeah, so this whole thing ended up out there. And Jen and I had a hell of a time getting it back into position. So at least we could assess the damage on it. And the damage was extensive. Pipes bent, just tons of damage. I mean, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, I had heard about these soft wall canopies and high winds. I mean, I read all the websites and the blogs and the videos and all that. We were so successful with that one that I figured I knew what I was doing. But, you know, it was an expensive mistake, but that's it. You know, we've already resolved it. We've got to figure out what we're going to do now. We're going to talk about it over the next couple of days, and I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, the good news is that it happened now. This would have been a much bigger problem for us had it happened in the winter, especially with snow or whatnot. So, we're kind of happy that it happened now. Again, it was an expensive failure, but that's okay. We're going to pick ourselves up. We're going to wipe off the dirt and the dust, and the bruises will heal, and we'll be right back at it. So, hey, thanks for watching this video. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.